So from Bhagavad Gita, we will start 2.8. So please sing after me. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyad yachom kamyochshos shanam.
Nahi prapasya mama panudyat yachokam uchashanam.
I will recite it from Sanskrit. This is strange. Okay, we are 2.8. Okay, we are on 2.8. Yes. Let's try again. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyad yachokam
Nahi prapasya mama panudyat yachokam uchashanamindriyanam.
अवाप्य भूमा वसपत्नमृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्.
Avapya bhuma sapatnam ritam rajyam suranam apichadhipatyam.
न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात्. Sing.
Nahi prapashyami mama panudyat
यच्छोककामुच्छो यच्छोकमुच्छोणमैन्द्रियाणाम्.
yachokamucho shanamindriyanam.
Very good. अवाप्य भूमा वसपत्नमृद्धम्
Avapya bhuma asapatnam ritam
राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्.
rajyam suranam apichadhipatyam.
So let's see. In 2.7, we saw that Arjuna, he surrendered himself to Krishna, telling that, "Oh Krishna, I am now your disciple. Please guide me. What should I do? Because I am unable to know what should be done. I'm confused." So, we saw its linked is from Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. Yes. So, suppose Krishna is saying that, how can I teach you who are my friend? So, suppose he's saying that, why is there a need to become my disciple? You can choose any other person. I am your friend, and how can be your guide or master? So, on this, Arjuna is saying that, no, I am now your student. Please teach me. I surrender you. And now, in this verse 2.8, Arjuna is clarifying even more that why only Krishna is that person who can guide Arjuna. This is what we will study in 2.8. So let's see. I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty, like that of the demigods in heaven. So here Arjuna is saying, Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat, that I am not able to see. Prapashyami means see. So it's not like that there is no any process from which Arjuna's difficulty may disappear. He may get the solution. It's not that there is no any process, but it's like Arjuna is unable to see that process, that method, or that solution. So that's why he's saying, I'm not able to see. Nahi prapashyami. I am unable to see the solution of my problem, of my difficulty, which can uh, mamapanudyad yachokam uchoshanam, which means which can drive away my lamentation. So, it is said that any person, I mean, it is seen in this world that if any person he becomes materially opulent, or he's possessing everything, so he will be happy. But this is not so. And this is what Arjuna is saying here, that I am lamenting even if I get Rajyam Shrunanam Apichadipatyam. Even if I get prosperous kingdom. Now this is very interesting word. Uh, Asapatnam means, see, Asapatnam. It's very interesting word. Prabhupada has translated it. See, Patnam means a Patnam means husband. So a person who is Sapatnam means he is with a wife, one wife. Not one wife, not one wife, but with two wives. And a Sapatnam means that he has, wait, I'm getting confused. Yes, a Sapatnam means he has no wives. So, in session 8 of Sanskrit, we saw there were prefixes. So, prefixes, when are added to a word, so the meaning of that word completely changes. So, often it becomes opposite or negative. So, sapatnam means husband with two wives. So, when a person has two wives, so, he will have to work very hard. If a person has only one wife, then also he has to work very hard to, fulfill her desires and, whatever wishes she has. He has to give lots of his or all of his money to his wife. But now suppose he has two wives, so he will have to work even harder so that he may fulfill the desires of both the wives. So that is actually not prosperous, that is headache. So asapatnam means a husband who has no wives and he's actually not hankering for one. So if suppose he is wealthy and he has no wives, so now he would be prosperous because it is seen, if a person is his eyes are covered with the false attachment with his wife, so he have to give all of his money and everything to that wife, and especially if the wife is not chaste, she just want to gratify more and more of her senses. So that person would not be prosperous. So asapatnam here means um, asapatnam riddham means prosperous. So Arjuna is saying here that even if I get prosperous kingdom, So kingdom is one thing, but prosperous means it's there are lots of like there is no scarcity at all. Everything is available. All the comforts are there in that kingdom at the peak, at the top. So like everything is there in that kingdom. So even such prosperous kingdom, or yes, one more thing is there. Suranam api chadipatyam. So that means, you know, just like heaven planet. So there, a person who gets the position of the king plus all the wealth, everything he will possess. So that is also a very big thing. So Arjuna is saying, even that would not dry my lamentation. Only your instructions, your guidance can dry up my lamentation. But I am not unable to see what is good for me. What should I do? I'm confused, and only you can guide me for that. That's why I am your disciple. I surrender unto you. So in commentaries, acharyas has took different beautiful meanings of this verse that we will discuss.
Mm. Can I ask you just from this shloka? So the you mentioned the heavenly aspect, the heavens, and Indra is related to heaven, and here has come up in the shloka. I seem to have seen, not, it doesn't say Indra, but there's a word. Um,
Demigods. Yes, but it is addressing to Indra only, because uh, he is the king of the planet heaven.
mhm. And the Rajyam, that's related to the kingdom,
Kingdom,
is it?
yes.
Because like Raj is Maharaj, the king.
Yes,
And you were saying with the Sanskrit, yes, the upasargas and dhatu. This what you were referring.
yes.
But you know when dharma has the word, sorry, the just a, it becomes completely different. Like dharma and adharma. Is that correct?
True.
Okay. So this one's also part of the.
Prefix, yes, upsarga.
Mm, mm. Okay, yeah, that's very.
So see, in the translation also it's written that of the demigods in heaven.
Mhm.
So heaven, and yes, like that. Okay. Now let's see the comment. First, we'll see the commentary of Sridhar Swami. So let's see. Sararth Varshini. Uh, yes. Let's see. If Sri Krishna were to say, "You have no feeling of reverence toward me, rather, you regard me as your friend. Therefore, how can I accept you as my disciple? Instead, take shelter of someone toward whom you have a sense of reverence, such as Dvaipayan, Vyasdeva, and others." So, this is quite interesting. That Do you understand the meaning of reverence?
Yes, it's deep respect.
Yes. So, it is seen when we have friends. So, friends, they often make jokes of, each other, and they sometimes say such words which we cannot say to someone whom we respect, to our superiors. So, this is what Krishna is saying, that, oh, you have no feeling of reverence towards me. And we saw yesterday also in Prabhupada's purport, where Prabhupada mentioned that the talk between disciple and master is very serious, isn't it?
Mhm.
We saw it in his purport.
Yeah, that needs to be from the lineage parampara bona fide.
Yes. See, it's written. Talks between the master and the disciple are serious. So, there should be reverence, a feeling of respect towards spiritual master, because spiritual master is not our friend. We cannot, talk in friendly ways or make jokes with spiritual master. Never. So, yes, Krishna is saying that you have no feeling of reverence toward me because you are my friend. So, okay, it is acceptable because you are my friend. So, you have no reverence for me because this is what it is in the relation of a friend. So, therefore, how can I accept you as my disciple? You should approach any other person. Uh, you take shelter of someone toward whom you have a sense of reverence, such as Dvepayan, Vyasa, that is Srila Vyasadeva or others. So on this, Arjuna replies, no, in all the three words, I do not see even a single person than you, Krishna, who can remove my sorrow. How beautiful. See, uh, our Acharya has taken very beautiful meaning of this verse. And you know
Mm.
what? This is not something they are not saying by their own mind. It's Krishna who is revealing these meanings through them. So, we cannot imagine what ecstasy, what taste they are experiencing while relishing Bhagavad Gita. And, we are also able to taste the remnants of acharyas by their commentaries. Otherwise, we can never think such deep meaning of whatever text written in Bhagavad Gita, but we are able to relish the deep meaning of these texts through these commentaries. Otherwise, we read the translation, but the taste we experience while we read these commentaries, we can never taste that. We cannot experience that taste by simply reading translations. So, see how beautifully Arjuna is saying to Krishna that in all the three words, I do not see even a single person other than you who can remove my sorrow. So, please understand there are actually 3 points. Krishna is someone who knows, Krishna is someone who wishes to do best for us. Krishna is someone who is potent to do best for us. And Krishna knows what is best for us. So, in this world, people may know what is best for you, but they don't know how they can do best for you. I mean, they know they know what is best for you, but they have no potency to do best for you. Or sometimes people has no desire to do something best for you. Or sometimes if they have potency but they don't know what is best for us. But Krishna is that personality who wish to do best for us, who knows what is best for us, and who has all the potencies to do best for us. So only Krishna is that person and no any other person in this whole universe. And Arjuna could see that. So, Arjuna could see that, he could realize that, and by the view of Arjuna, we should understand this point, that except Krishna, there is no even a single person who can remove our sorrow, our sufferings, which we are experiencing in this material world. When I was down with fever, oh, it was so difficult for me, because I follow healthy lifestyle. So I fall sick. I do not often fall sick. So I fall sick down from fever only once in a year during this time. So that's why I'm not habitual of it. But this time when I was down with fever, it was so difficult. My body was paining so much, as if someone has beaten me so tightly. It was, paining in such a way. And I was literally, seeing that this world is full of miseries. This is, we can, we can never belong to this world. It's so miserable. So, so much sufferings are there. And later I was also repenting. It was actually a good time where I was able to reflect that, because we have been uh, turning our faces from Krishna from eternal time, that's why we are here in this world and suffering. We are so poor, literally, because we don't understand who we are. We are the fragmental part of the great supreme personality. Any person, if he belongs to a rich father, his father is very wealthy, very prominent, so he would be in very good condition. But suppose if he is not understanding that his father is so rich, his father is so wealthy, is in very good position, and he don't know who is his father, and because of that reason he is roaming on the streets like a madman. And he's even suffering for food, he's begging for food, he has no clothes to wear, nice clothes to wear. So actually that is the condition of ours. We do not understand to whom we belong to, and that's why we are taking uh, many things, we are prioritizing in this world, and because of that reason we are trapped in this world. But if we understand that Krishna is, I am fragmental part of Krishna, the supreme personality, and this place does not belong to me, I do not belong to this place, so we will put our all efforts to go back to our real home, to go back to Godhead. So yes, this was the time when I was able to reflect that yes, whatever I am going through, at that time I was going through the fever, all the pain, all the suffering. So that is the fruit of my own karma. I have been, you know, away. I have been turning away my face from Krishna from eternal time. So yes, this is the fruit I'm getting of my own karma. But now, if we are on this process, we are in this movement, so we should try to give our all so that we may go back to Krishna. And just imagine, this is just one time investment. If we give our all in this life, then we'll go back to Krishna for always. We never have to, come back to this world. We don't have to work hard, work hard for the job, work hard for whatever efforts we are making here in this world, even for our own survival, to survive this body. We don't have to do anything once we'll go back to Krishna. Only picnic with Krishna, enjoyment, fun, yes. So this is actually our real state. We should be there enjoying with Krishna, but we do not understand that's why we are here.
Mm. Yeah, especially when we are so busy, then there comes a point that we need some time off to have that space. So it can be a blessing too that um, we can allow ourselves to detoxify, because then anything that you don't need, like health-wise and spiritually, it can be released. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying when we have this position that we need to stay just in bed resting, um, and then we have to sleep more, and but what you're saying, that you had the time to have these realizations, then that's so valuable. So you made a good you took the opportunity. um I guess that's how I'm seeing it. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
I'm so glad that you're well, Mataji.
What?
Yes. I'm so glad that you are well now.
Yes. But today also, yes, today morning I was reflecting on one more point. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I connected to a girl. She was my college mate, and everyone uh, like of my age who were there in my school, my college, they all got married. So yes, I was talking to her, and she told that she also got engaged. So she was talking, and she was talking with me, and she was asking about myself as well, that, "Oh, what you are doing these days, are you not getting married, this that." So yes, after whatever conversation I had with her, so today I was reflecting that even for the sake of people, so that they may not think other way for me, I may get married and I may also live like other people. So okay, that may satisfy their view, but if I again take this chance, I'm not against anything. Devotees can do whatever they want, they can enter in any ashrama. But I was thinking in that way, that suppose if I take another risk, so okay, for some time, for some temporary time, I may satisfy the view of those people to whom I even don't know. I'm only seeing their body, and I'm just falsely identifying them as my friends or whatever. But for that reason, you know, what if I would not be able to go back to Krishna? I would lose the opportunity. So yes, I was, happy with whatever, in whatever state or condition I am. I really don't care what other people are thinking. Let them think, because my duty is to serve Krishna and live however I'm living. So, I really thought this, and I really like this thought, that if we are trying to satisfy the views of other people of this world, we are foolish. Because if we have some desires, so we can fulfill them, but to satisfy others views, if we are trying to do those things, then that is complete foolishness. So I hope I was able to make you understand what I really mean. So yes.
And I
Okay,
was
let's.
wondering,
Yes.
when Arjuna is he is reiterating, he's saying to Krishna, no, actually, I really trust you that you are capable of uh, getting rid of this all these he says sorrow, but can be any um nonsense. And so at this point, he has no idea that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That he's his cousin and friend, mainly, as far as he's concerned, no?
Yes. Later, Krishna will reveal about who he is in later verses. But yeah, right now, he is seeing Krishna as his as a wise person who can only guide him. Basically, he's trusting Krishna that only Krishna can help me.
Mm. So he does have some intuition, some good connection about Sri Krishna in that sense too.
Definitely. That's
Mm.
why surrendering to someone is not a small thing. Surrendering to someone means we are giving our everything to him. So, definitely, if a person has complete faith in that person, only then he would surrender. So, yes, he surrendered to Krishna. So, definitely, he had some strong intuition behind that. I do not even know anyone more intelligent than Brahaspati himself. Therefore, being overwhelmed by grief, whom else should I take shelter of? So, this is what he's saying. Later, just as the intense heat of the summer season thoroughly dries up a small pond, in the same way, sorrow and other such afflictions are completely drying up my senses. So he's giving an analogy here or example that just like the intense heat you can see here in the photo,
Yeah.
it's explaining that analogy nicely. So sun is so intense here. It's summer season and sun is sun's heat is so intense that it's drying up the water of this small pond.
Mm.
So, same way, those whatever sorrows and other such afflictions I have, I'm confused. So, they are trying up my senses. Now, what does it mean? Have you ever gone through a situation where you cried so strongly, actually from the heart? Something, something affected you so much that you cried so intensely. That why did that happen with me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
so you should smile because we are in this material world. So it's the very nature. No one is saved from this. And in fact, because we are serving Krishna, so we are saved. Otherwise, you will see people, they are actually going through such things so much. They become so depressed with small, whatever incidents happen in their life. So this world is very dangerous. And because people, they are not spiritually connected, or they are not practicing any sense control, so illusory energy of Krishna disturbs them even more. And because of that, they often feel such overwhelming emotions. And because of this reason, no matter people if they are following very healthy lifestyle, but if they are affected mentally, so then also they will remain sick. You will see many people like this. I heard this, there is some study, some philosophy, where there was one lady, and she roamed all around the world, literally, to get cured. She had some disease or something like that. But then also, no matter how healthy lifestyle or whatever therapies or everything natural, lifestyle, this lifestyle, that lifestyle, everything she took, but because she was emotionally hurt, She was suffering emotionally. Because of that reason, she was unable to heal. So
To heal,
this, what?
to get better, to heal.
Yes, to
Mm,
heal. Yes. So she was
mhm,
unable to heal. So, our mental health impacts our physical health very much. But any person,
mhm.
if he is mentally peaceful, joyful, so you will see his body will also uh, get that nourishment. He'll be happy. So that's why, in ISKCON, devotees are happy because they are serving Krishna. There are no any material hankerings. So that's why you will see there is different shine in the on their faces. I really, wonder on this because in ISKCON, like if we talk about regular prasad, so it's not that they make very uh, healthy in a way, boiled food or without oil or less spicy, very less spicy. It's not like that. It's like normal traditional food. But then also devotees who live in ashram as a brahmachari, and they consume that food only. It's prasad, definitely it's transcendental. Then also they are so their skin is so bright because they are happy from inside. So mental health affects our physical health as well. So, yes, this is what Arjuna is saying here. If Krishna were to say, even though you are afflicted with sorrow, fight this battle now. So, okay, you are afflicted with sorrow because you are unable to decide. So, you should fight. Fight this battle now, and then you will win. After winning, when you become absorbed in enjoying the pleasures of ruling the kingdom, your sorrow will disappear. Now, again, Krishna really doesn't mean it, but this is what we see in this material world. People often think that if they will be absorbed in enjoying pleasures of this material world, so they'll be happy. But it's not like that. You won't believe there was one lady from Russia. So she was very rich, very wealthy. She was living a very opulent life. But then also, she shared that she was feeling some emptiness in her heart. She was not feeling that satisfaction even after having everything. But when she got association of devotees, she started practicing Krishna consciousness. Then actually, she learned to live a happy life. So, this proves clearly that no any material enjoyment or possession, pleasure can touch soul, because material is just opposite of spiritual. Spiritual is just opposite of material. So we are spiritual beings, and no any material thing can even touch us. Then how can it give us any happiness? So yes, often people they think that because they are living a comfortable life, they are getting comfort to this body, so they think we are happy, but it is not so. And this is what Krishna is saying, that okay, you are, you're feeling, you're afflicted with sorrow. So after you win, after fighting, when you win and you become absorbed in enjoying the pleasures of ruling the kingdom, your sorrow will disappear. Then Arjuna responds with the words avapya, even after attaining, and so forth, which we saw that even after attaining prosperous kingdom, or even the position of the king of heaven, it will not work. See, that is Arjuna saying. That is Arjuna saying, even after attaining an undisputed kingdom on earth, where there are no enemies, everything is so nice, this, that, and even after gaining sovereignty over the celestial gods in heaven, my senses will still be dried up in this very same way by grief. Thus, Arjuna is expressing that either worldly victory. Can you read this last paragraph?
Yes. Thus, Arjuna is expressing that neither worldly victory, royal enjoyment, nor even heavenly sovereignty can remove the deep sorrow that has overwhelmed him. Therefore, only Krishna can truly relieve his suffering. And so he turns to him for shelter and guidance.
Yes, so I hope it's clear. But I really like this point that, oh Krishna, we should also pray like this. We got a new prayer from here. I do not see even a single person other than you who can remove my sorrow. That's why, oh Krishna, I take your shelter. You are my only worshipable deity. So it's very beautiful. Okay, now we will see the commentary of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. You are knowledgeable of the scriptures. Carry out action after considering your own benefit in light of the scriptures. Why should you be a disciple of me, a friend? So, yes, Krishna is saying that, oh, you are so intelligent, you are so wise, you know every scripture. We saw how Arjuna in chapter 1 he was quoting so many verses from scriptures to justify himself. So yes, Krishna is saying that, oh Arjuna, you're so knowledgeable of the scriptures. So yes, you can know the solution from the scriptures. Why should you be a disciple of me? So Krishna is being sarcastic here. I do not see what action will remove my lamentation. He defines that lamentation. It is drying up my senses. Therefore, to destroy this lamentation, I surrender to you. In a similar way, the Shruti shows the result of surrender. That what is the result of surrender? सोऽहं भगवः शोचामि तं मां भवान् शोकस्य पारं तारयतु. I am lamenting. May your lordship deliver me from lamentation. Chandok Upanishad 7.1.3. Narad is speaking to Sanat Kumar.
Uh,
So, hmm, yes. So you can see here also it's mentioned from Chandok Upanishad that if we are lamenting, so the only solution is that we pray and we take shelter of lordships. Lordship means Srimati Radharani and Krishna, and only by that we can be delivered from whatever we are going through. So it's very important, and because people don't know about it, so they try to make their own endeavors to get out of their problems, but it never helps. We can see this in our lives also. When we were not in bhakti, we were trying to solve our problems by our own endeavors, but it was actually not helping, because we are so insignificant, and we are completely dependent on Lord. But people often assume themselves independent controller, and that's why they try to control everything by themselves, and that is the only biggest problem. That is the biggest problem, which creates more problem in life. Now you surrender to me because you are afflicted with lamentation. Krishna is saying this. You will be free of lamentation when you fight and gain an increase in happiness. So this is, same thing which we saw in previous commentary, that Krishna is saying that okay, you're surrendering because you are afflicted with lamentation. So your lamentation will disappear if you fight and you win. Then when you will be absorbed in those pleasures, then you will forget all, everything, whatever happened with you. So like that Krishna is saying. So on this Arjuna is saying, if I am victorious, I will have an undisputed kingdom, and if I am killed, I will gain sovereignty over devas in Swarga. But still, that will not drive away my lamentation. For it says in the Shruti, Tad yetheha karma jito lokah shriyata evam eva mutra punya jito lokah shriyate. The world attained in this life through karma dissipates, and the world attained in the next life through punya also dissipates. So suppose you baked brownies. Do you bake
No.
cakes? No? Oh, you should. I love baking. I bake lots of cakes and brownies. So someday when you come, I can give you some treat. So suppose whatever you cook, and suppose you want to, use that particular thing for few days. So what you will do? You will have to store it in refrigerator, otherwise that will rot.
Mm.
So same way, whatever, you know fruits or piety we gain with our karma in this material world, it rots, it dissipates by time, because nothing is permanent here, everything is temporary. So yes, same way Arjuna is saying that even if I'll get kingdom, I'll get this position, this possession, that wealth. So that would dissipate by time. That would not give me permanent happiness or relief. This is what happens. Suppose any bad incident happened in someone's life. So, after some time, he will forget it. He'll be busy in some other thing. But again, some other things will happen in his life, which would again give him some trauma or distress. So, this is overgoing. People think happiness means absence of misery, but this is wrong. Let me tell you one story uh, related to this. There was one old lady, so she was carrying a huge bulk of wood on her right shoulder. There were lots of woods. Did I share this story with you, or is it very first time?
I think you told us at the start of the reading. Yes, I
Okay,
remember.
let me share it again because it's very interesting. So, suddenly God appeared, and, God asked her that, oh, you can ask for any benediction and I'll help you. So she said that, yes, please transfer this bulk on, on left shoulder. So this is what we think. She was thinking that if this heavy weight would transfer to the other shoulder, then I would be happy. I would be relieved. So absence of misery, people assume, is happiness, but that is not true. But you see the conditioning. We are so poor. We are so conditioned that we even don't understand the meaning of true happiness. We are so poor. We are so I don't get the word, what word should be used for our condition, for our situation, is so disappointing. But yes, anyways, Arjuna is telling this here, that everything is temporary here. Whatever I'll attain, it would dissipate. And the world attained in the next life through punya also dissipates. So it's mentioned in Chandog Upanishad 8.1.6. The happiness of this life. So again, Arjuna is quote, um, our acharyas, they are quoting these verses from Shastras. So it's mentioned in Shastra also that everything is temporary, how our punyas, our pieties, they dissipate. But
It's a punya.
punya is piety. But
Uh,
only, yes, but only bhakti does not dissipate. It's eternal. It's our eternal, benefit. The happiness of this life and the next life attained through fighting will not extinguish the lamentation. Since fighting will not take away my lamentation, please tell me how fighting is beneficial. Fighting is the only, problem here. I don't want to fight, and you are telling me that fighting would fade away my lamentation. Please tell me how fighting is beneficial. I am assuming fighting is the only uh, the biggest hurdle of why I'm getting depressed and all those things, and you're telling me that fighting will give me solution. So I'm not getting. So yes, like that he's saying.
I'm not
You will
surprised that he had to um, reinstate it one more time. Um, how he is really feeling it, and this is like so meaningful uh, from Arjuna, because I thought, I mean, I was surprised because very Sri Krishna made it sound so simple. No, you will fight and then you will be okay. It just sounds too simple. um, of course, r- he's shortening something so profound into very. It's just that in a few lines. Um, yeah, it's this big dilemma, and we have things like this happening. I mean, I think this is a perfect example because what can be any problem that we have? What can be more um, aggravating than having to go to war and having all these calamities that are going to happen, as something that you're going to have to be responsible for. Um, and yet, he still doesn't know. So, what about us? We could just got no idea. Um, it's so, like you're saying, um, we don't know.
very true. Also, I was, also contemplating on one more point. Just now, this thought came that Arjuna is so much bewildered, he's so much overwhelmed with lamentation and grief, and Krishna is giving him solution. You fight, and everything will be all right. So he's perplexed. How will fighting benefit me? So same way, if any person is in grief or sorrow, and if we tell them you chant Hare Krishna and be happy, so he would be like, what? How chanting would make me happy? How just chanting means repeating some names, holy names. How just repeating holy names would make me happy? Please tell me how chanting is beneficial. I'm not able to get it. So yes, so solution is very simple. Just like Krishna is giving solution to Arjuna, you fight and everything will be all right. So same way, our solution is you chant Hare Krishna, everything will be all right. But we don't get it. How chanting would, make everything all right. So this we have to understand. Krishna consciousness is not complicated. It's very easy, but at the same time, it's not simple because it's very difficult to digest that how such simple process, such simple solution can be a solution of my biggest problem, very big problem of my life. How can it, solve my big problem, this easy solution? So it's inconceivable, and we cannot understand it with our material intelligence. So, real intelligence is we accept as it is and we follow. Okay, let's dive in Prabhupada's purport now. Although Arjuna was putting forward so many arguments based on knowledge of the principles of religion and moral codes, it appears that he was unable to solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master, Lord Sri Krishna. So, yes, see, Prabhupada is also telling here that, Arjuna was becoming so wise. He was overly showing his uh, intelligence to Krishna, that quoting from this Shastra, this argument, that argument. But then also, without the help of spiritual master, Lord Krishna himself, he was unable to solve his real problem. So, one should understand what is our real problem. Our real problem is not that we didn't get a nice job, or we didn't get fame in this world, we didn't become rich, we didn't get a very handsome partner, beautiful partner. These are not the real problems. Real problem is that we are trapped in this cycle of birth and death. We are trapped in this material world. This is real problem. And without the help of spiritual master, unless we take the shelter of spiritual master and hear from him, we cannot solve our problems by ourselves. In fact, we cannot understand our real problem by ourselves. But at least one should be, conscious and, conscious enough that my endeavors are not satisfying me. Only then he'll approach to spiritual master. One devotee was telling a very beautiful point to me yesterday only. He's from Italy, and he told me very beautiful point that Krishna is very mysterious. We
Mm.
can think that we can easily attain Krishna, but it's not actually very easy, because Krishna will test us in many different ways throughout our life. But then also, if we are very stable, no matter whatever things happen, we just become very, tight in our sadhana, that no matter what, I will still chant my rounds. I'll still hear about Krishna. He will test us in many ways throughout our life. So, yes, he is very mysterious, and because he's God, and we cannot understand Krishna completely. Even, Krishna, it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam and other books of Acharyas, that because Krishna is infinite, and infinite means which has no limits. So even Krishna cannot understand himself completely, because infinite means there is no limit. And if even Krishna is not able to, you know, if he is also in such position, so there is no fault, because that what it means to be unlimited or infinite. So I really liked this point which he mentioned. Let me tell you why, I had a conflict with him, because, some one devotee only told me that we should not associate with other devotees than ISKCON. So, there are other institutions also, like Gaudiya Math. I don't know if you heard these names. Gaudiya Math and other institutions are also there. They are also following Krishna consciousness. They are also following our acharyas, Goswamis. But it's
Is
just
this like
ISKCON. Hmm?
Mayavadi philosophy, or is more like
No, no, no. It's not Mayavadi or impersonal. It's completely Krishna conscious. Complete Krishna conscious.
oh, I see. Um, yeah, I think I have heard. I mean, because I think this is only happening in India. It's not too much here.
Yes, yes. Because, only Prabhupada, he established ISKCON, and only Prabhupada propagated preaching throughout the world. So you will, you will rarely see other institution like in ISKCON in other countries. Like ISKCON is in every country, but other institutions are not like that. But anyways, yes. So I asked this question from Yashomati Mataji because I was not satisfied with this. I was feeling some burden in my heart that because that person is also Krishna devotee, then what is the harm in associating with those devotees who are not following ISKCON? Following means ISKCON. See, following ISKCON means doesn't mean that you become member of ISKCON and you are basically under ISKCON. Following ISKCON means following Krishna consciousness. So it does not have to do with any institution. So yes, I was not satisfied with this, so I asked Yashomati Mataji, and she clearly, she's so nice, she's very amazing. She has solution of all the doubts. So yes, she told that if person saying that do not meet with people in ISKCON or Gaudiya or Sri Sampradaya or anywhere else who promote segregation, discrimination based on initiation, and who promote differences, and who don't promote love of God, but who promote hatred of each other, hatred of different groups and lineages, they are the ones to be avoided. So, yes, we should understand that we cannot understand which person is at which level. So, she gave many examples. I'll forward you the text if you wish to read. She gave many examples, just like we will see Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He associated with Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So, our parampara line, you remember it? We have a
Yes.
parampara line. So, that parampara line is not actually in parampara. Parampara means just like we saw uh, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. His spiritual master is Srila Gauradas Babaji Maharaj. But I don't know if you memorize these names, but basically understand this in a way that the Diksha Guru initiation Diksha Guru of in our parampara line, they are different, but then also they are in the parampara line, so it does not have to do with different institutions. See, I'm reading the
Just
text. If you
Vaishnava. It's
Yes, they are
just
they are all
Gaudiya.
Vaishnava. It's just different institution. But they
Mm.
all are Vaishnava. They are also serving Krishna. They are also chanting Hare Krishna. They are also following four regulative principles. Everything they are doing. But it's just different lineage. Just like I'm reading this text to you. We have to understand that Bhaktivinoda Thakur's association with Jagannath Das Babaji was outside of his mutt lineage. His lineage is in Nityanand Vansha. Jagannath Das Babaji is from the Advaita Parivar. So are you getting? Lord Nityananda
Yes.
and Lord
That's the
Advaita.
one I was trying to remember that I had heard. Advaita Vedanta is they follow Krishna too. Yes.
Yes. So it's
Yes.
not like that they are not devotees. They
Mm.
are also following same thing, but it's just different lineages. for us not to speak to Gaudiya Vaishnavas who are in the exact same lineage, just one person away. They follow the Bhakti Siddhant, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We follow Bhakti Siddhant and Prabhupada. It's insane. This is complete segregation, division. It has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. So, yes, people. So basically, I had such conflict with him that, oh, you are not following Srila Prabhupada and we are following Prabhupada. So, it's not good, this, that. But he was saying that it's not like that because Srila Prabhupada is also repeating his spiritual master and we are also following his spiritual master. We are also following Prabhupada. So he was trying to explain me, but, I was just putting my point. But later I was not satisfied. I discussed about this thing to Mataji and then she explained everything. So on this he explained, he said this thing that Krishna is so mysterious. you know Many things can happen in our life that we could unconsciously commit Vaishnava aparadh. So this is a complete Vaishnava aparadh where we are discriminating like this, that you are of different lineage, I am from different lineage. This is Vaishnava aparadh because we are seeing ourselves superior and we are seeing other devotees inferior, who are following different institutions. So this is not good. This is, Vaishnava aparadh. So we could commit Vaishnava aparadh unconsciously. We would not realize it. So that's why, you know it's little complicated. That's why it's important, that we stay under the shelter of superiors, devotees like Yashomati Mataji, and stay
Yes.
under their guidance.
You're right. And yeah, what she said was very wise and enlightening. I did read it. Um, I take my time to catch up. What is the latest message? Because it's a long chat thread, and um, this morning I was actually reading quite a lot because when you wake up and you have a clear mind, then it's and because this is related to spirituality and the will, the curiosity to understand, then it's very nice to read in the morning. So I was reading it today, so I did see this, and you know I I I didn't understand very well at some point, if there were different um like branches of Krishna consciousness, because actually, in that sense, yes, I have seen here in England, there are some divisions. And when I have gone to some festivals that it's all about, spiritual things and, sattvic lifestyle, um, then you can see that there are many other um, what do you call it, segregation, or like um, maybe not organizations, but groups. And I was very surprised. Some they still follow Srila Prabhupada, but they become separate. They're not ISKCON, whatever they have a reason. And they've spoken to me. I've spoken to them. I just stick to ISKCON because um that's what has influenced me, and that is what I have has been accessible. That's what's been presented to me, and like um like we communicate, Mataji, and like the temple is ISKCON and local around here. And then, when I read Srimad Bhagavatam, they also are following by everything. as Srila Prabhupada from ISKCON. So yeah, there are many things, but I don't mind even, some were not even in London anyway. Some were very far, and they invited me, and they seem to have other parampara, and I was very interested, like, but not like interested that I wanted to join, but I was just like curious, like what's going on. Like I was bewildered. I think they had it was a female. Um, I don't know the names. I just know that they had everything related to Sri Krishna, Radha Krishna, and beautiful posters and images, and they had books. It was just not from Prabhupada, but and they were saying you can, come and know us, but they were very far, and so in not in my area, and they didn't say they had anything online, so that wasn't for me. Um, so, but I know they're there. It's like what you're saying, they're there, and I don't think they're doing something wrong. Like they're very pious and they mean well. So I just, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so basically goal is same, going back to Godhead. So yeah,
Hmm.
there are some, because yeah, there are no differences actually, but it's just they are following different acharyas. Just like Gaudiya Math, they are following from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and they are, following another disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Just like Prabhupada is also disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So same way, there are other disciple also of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So they are following that disciple. So it's
Oh, I
just
see.
like that. So there is no different as such, but still, they are following this master, that master, but they are in the same parampara, you can say. So, like that.
Mhm.
Okay, let's move forward. So, this is what Prabhupada was saying, that to solve his real problem, he need to approach spiritual master, Krishna. He could understand that his so called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence, and it was impossible for him to solve such perplexities without the help of a spiritual master like Sri Krishna. So now he realized that, oh, whatever I was quoting, that really didn't help me. So, time to surrender. Academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, etc., are all useless in solving the problems of life. People assuming, you know if I don't have a job, that is the problem. And if I don't know how to speak foreign languages, then that is a problem. But these are not the problems, and this is what Prabhupada is saying, that these are all useless in solving the problems of life. Problem of life is that we are trapped in the cycle of birth and death. Help can be given by only a spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that a spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious is the bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problems of life. Lord Chaitanya said that one who is master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position, is the real spiritual master. Yes. So we can see Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He was illiterate. He never read any scripture. He just, he always used to chant Mahamantra day, night. He was living in a forest. And yes, he was just chanting day and night. And externally, he was illiterate. He don't know any scripture. He don't know how to read or write. And he was the spiritual master of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, yes, this is what Prabhupada is telling here, that regardless of his social position, is the spiritual master who is master in the science of Krishna consciousness. Kiba vipra kiba nyasi shudra kene nai. You sing with me after me. It's from Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Mhm.
Kiba vipra kiba nyasi shudra kene nai.
Iba vipra kiba nyasi shudra kenenaya.
Ei Krishna Tattva Veta Sei Guru Hai. It's Bengali, it's not Sanskrit.
Mhm. Yay Krishna Tattva Veda Se Guru Hai.
It does not matter whether a person is Vipra, learned scholar in Vedic wisdom, or is born in a lower family, or is the renounced order of life. If he is master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 8.128. So, without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is a bona fide spiritual master. It is also said in Vedic literature, Shat Karma Nipuno Vipro Mantra Tantra Visharad. Avaishnavo Gurur Nasyad Vaishnava Shva Pacho Guru. A scholarly Brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava. And if a person is Vaishnava, so he's already a perfect Brahmana. But if a perfect Brahmana is not a Vaishnava, so he's unfit to become a spiritual master or expert in science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of a lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. It's from Padma Purana. The problems of material existence, that is birth, old age, disease, and death, cannot be counteracted by accumulation of wealth and economic development. So you can see these are some famous personalities who has accumulated lots of wealth, economic development, but they cannot you know counteract their sufferings. Even can you name this? Is it, what is his name if you remember?
Um, he's the founder of Microsoft.
Name.
Um,
Steve.
um, I can't remember. I
It's
know
okay.
with
My
you.
GK is also very weak. General knowledge. It's okay. So yes, suppose if a person is just like you said, he is the developer of Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, if even a child who took birth in his family, so he also had to go through that pain of birth or from disease, and he also, because he was so rich and prominent, so it doesn't matter, he also had to go with old disease, and he also then died. So no matter whatever wealth a person can accumulate, but it can never solve the real problem of life. In many parts of the world, there are states which are replete with all facilities of life, which are full of wealth and economically developed. Yet the problems of material existence are still present. So, especially America is said to be very developed country. People are very rich there, but still problems of material existence are still there. In fact, problems are more there because people are godliness there. They are seeking peace in different ways, but they can achieve real happiness only if they consult Krishna or the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which constitute the science of Krishna through the bona fide representative of Krishna, the man in Krishna consciousness. If economic development and material comforts could drive away one's lamentations for family, social, national, or international inebrities, then Arjuna would not have said that even an unrivaled kingdom on earth or supremacy like that of the demigods in the heavenly planets would be unable to drive away his lamentations. He sought, therefore, refuge in Krishna consciousness, and that is the right path for peace and harmony. So, this is about to get complete. Okay. Economic development or supremacy over the world can be finished at any moment by the cataclysms of material nature. Even elevation into the higher planets, planetary situation, as men are now seeking on the moon planet, can also be finished at one stroke, because everything is permanent. No matter if he's going anywhere in, higher planetary situation, it would be finished at one stroke. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this. Shine punya marte lokam vishanti. So, just like we saw how Arjuna also said that punya, the piety dissipates. And once it dissipates, then the person will again fall down. When the results of the pious activities are finished, one falls down again from the peak of happiness to the lowest status of life. Many politicians of the world have fallen down in that way. Such downfalls only constitute more causes for lamentation. Therefore, if we want to curb lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna, as Arjuna is seeking to do. So, Arjuna asked Krishna to solve his problem definitely, and that is the way of Krishna consciousness. Also, you will see Prabhupada mentioned a very beautiful line here. If a person is living a, an opulent life, so he would become habitual of such comforts. And when he downfalls from that position, then that constitute even more causes for lamentation. He becomes even more distressed because now he is no longer enjoying the same way he was enjoying. So that becomes, you know even more worse, more suffering. And yes, this was very amazing point. But on the other side, Prabhupada mentions that if any person is poor means he is not living very comfortable life, and he's working very hard for his survival. So for such people, it's easier to accept Krishna consciousness, because he understand that life is difficult, so it would be nice to take shelter of God. But on the other hand, if a person is so much engrossed in material pleasures and opulent life, so they think, what is the need of taking shelter of God? I'm already so wealthy, I'm already in very good state, so there is no need for me to take shelter of God. So people think one should, only poor people should take shelter of God. But it's not true, because in reality we all are poor. Poor means poor.
Shudra.
Hmm?
Shudra.
Poor means lack of happiness. So that
Mm.
is poverty for us. No happiness. So that way we are all poor. Okay, perfect. With this, we have discussed so much today. Oh, almost 1.5 hour. But yes, our verse is completed. So if you want to say something, please go ahead.
Um, Only from what you were saying, the master of Srila Prabhupada's guru. I don't know if I'm thinking of, there was someone who was reading Bhagavad Gita upside down because he wanted to hide. He was illiterate. Have you heard of this? Had the Bhagavad Gita upside down, and then someone
Yes, yes,
confronted.
there was one story for it. So, it's different story where, a person, I don't know if you're referring to the same story. So, that person, he was holding that Bhagavad Gita upside down, and he was pretending as if he's reading. But that person was actually, I will confirm the story. I could not memorize it. Maybe we can discuss it tomorrow. But I heard whatever you
Ah,
mentioned.
yes, yes. Yeah, today there were so many things that were very powerful messages, and um, a lot to think about. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for your time and association. We'll stop here now. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.